Hey guys, what's up? My name is CJ, aka Savage Panda, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful afternoon, morning, night, whatever time it is for you. And today I'm doing something different that I didn't think would ever happen, but here we are, and that is doing a commentary review on a TV show I'm watching called Love Island UK. And so what am I doing this for? Why? It was in a video I made a long time ago, a few months ago, and I wanted to, like this little light, woo, I wanted to do a show or a movie where I watch it, I give you guys commentary, review it basically so that you don't have to, or you do because I make it that sounds so awesome. Psycho Granny on Lifetime, I'm looking at you, fam. So with that being said, today we're going to be reviewing episode 1, maybe 2, depending on how long this video is, of Love Island UK season 5. I know nothing about this show. I know nothing. Like, it's very Big Brother-esque, which I love. I love me some Big Brother, but I don't know like how the game works. Like, do you do challenges and then the person who's uncoupled leaves at the end of each round? Is it that everybody stays and it really is like Sims basically, like you just let them wander around and like fuck each other and then like figure out what happens, who they find love with at the end? I don't know. It's a competition show for love, so I don't really know what the competition aspect is yet, besides they must couple up and then like figure out if that's who they want to be with. I don't know. So I know nothing. We're going in blind, so I hope you enjoy this commentary. Also, I got my nails done. Look at that. 10 points for Gryffindor. We stand. We're gonna do this review. Please leave a comment in the comment section of what you guys think. I am just gonna talk at you for a while and see what happens. So let's just get started. Okay, so the first episode starts, right? I don't know what I'm getting myself into, and let me tell you, the only word that I can use to describe how I felt after the first not even 3 minutes of the show. The first 3 minutes of the show was shooketh, because I've never seen a montage so beautifully made with such great cinematography to introduce our contestants. And I was so shook by how beautiful these people are. I thought for sure, I was like, these are just models, right? And then as the show goes on and you start to meet the contestants, I'm like, oh no, they're real and they're just really fucking hot people. Like the women, the men, hot AF. So I don't know what's in the water in the UK, but like, please, I volunteer as tribute. I will take some, give me some, because these contestants are hot and amazing. After we go through like the really cool, are you ready? Are you ready for love? Okay, that was my terrible rendition. But once you go through like the really cool, fun, like ready for love montage, you see the cinematography of the villa that they will be staying at for this season. And so the guy who's introducing himself, the narrator, announcer man, he's very funny. Love his accent. He goes on about how the color of the villa is yellow and it's lit, as the youth would say. And there's makeup rooms. All the contestants sleep in the same room, which I'm not a fan of, because that's like what I would do if I was playing Sims and I was just being like, I didn't have motherload cheats, so I would just put all the rooms in one room. So very interesting choice, but yeah, like it's a cute ass villa. Like I would love to live there. It reminds me a lot again of the Big Brother house, so it's really, really fascinating to me. That's when we kind of split over to a limousine who is bringing in our beautiful female contestants who will be in the house. So Amy here, she's 26. She's an international air hostess from Worthing. I don't know where that is, sorry. I remember my first impression of her was she is kind of ditzy. Kind of like, I went super stereotypical, like ditzy blonde, but I fell in love with her after her intro. I'm thinking this girl is super adorable. She's funny. She's got great facial expressions. And then she drops the bombshell that she's 26 years old and has never had a serious boyfriend. And in this moment, me and Amy became kindred spirits. I was like, same girl. And I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck though? Like, you're hot. Like, ma'am, what's going on? And then she makes me laugh when she talks about her phone. It's like a Ouija board, but there's nobody out there. I mean, she's just really adorable. I have nothing but sweet things to say about Amy from my first thought of her. But like, honestly, I thought she was kind of dumb. But then I was like, oh no, she's like really adorable and I really like her. And I'm really confused on how she's been single for so long. And then we have our next girl, Amber, who's 21 and a beauty therapist from Newcastle. And yeah, what are my thoughts on Amber? I've looked at my notes and all it says is, oof, eyelashes look like they're too heavy for her eyes. And same fam. Like that's the same thought that I still feel right now, is that her eyelashes like take over her eyes. Her hair is gorgeous though, by the way, and she's got a banging body. She is cute as a button, and she describes herself as funny, a bit of a diva, sassy, and I felt that throughout the entire intro of her person. Like I felt that throughout the entire character profile of her. I don't know what else there really is to Amber yet. The last thing that she kind of says about herself that I was like, okay, girl, was she said, I'm a bit of a man eater. I eat boys for breakfast. That's all I've got for Amber so far. So then, as I'm trying to get acclimated to all these things happening at once, meeting Amber and Amy, we have another A that comes into the house, Anna. So Anna here, she's 28 years old, a pharmacist from London. Cool. We love a smart queen. This girl, though, the only thing I could think of was like boobs. Like boobs and ass. If you're a boobs and ass person, Anna's the girl for you. She was looking thick with 2 C's and I ain't even mad at her. So Anna, the first thing I thought of besides like the thickness before it hit me in the face was I was really surprised that she was 28 years old, because the makeup that she has ages her. Like that's a case of like, lay off the makeup because you look a little bit older than what you are. But she seems nice. I thought her bathing suit adorable. I think I said that already. I did not like that she called herself Storm Anna's coming. I'm like, okay, what is this, like X-Men? Like, what do you mean Storm Anna? Calm titties, girl. But yeah, I definitely agree with her that she's high maintenance, and the guy has to be completely focused on her. But I don't think she's as pretentious as she seems. And that's like what I love about these UK shows, is no one seems pretentious. Everyone seems nice. Like I want to not like people, but on this show, but I can't not like anybody so far. So with Anna, that was my first thought. I was like, ooh, girl, too much makeup. You thick. You are a thick pharmacist queen, and I stan. So that's Anna coming for you. I don't know if she's coming for you. Okay, that was a terrible thing. Okay, we're just gonna move on. So also as part of Anna's introduction, she meets the girls. Amber pours her a drink. They go sit down, and she starts to tell the girls about her type. And I remember writing this down because it caught me off guard. She said that the guy for her either has to be tall and skinny, okay, or he has to be short and big. And I was very confused because I was like, tall and skinny, I can understand. Like, she's very tall. Like, Amy said she wanted someone between a gym bod and a dad bod, which is like same. And Anna knows she likes skinny dudes. Okay. But then it was short and big. And I was like, I even put in my notes, are we talking about height or something else? The show's so weird. So then we have the next contestant, the next female contestant, I should say, who is 100% my favorite person on this show. I stan her. I'm obsessed with her. I'm going to be rooting for her throughout this entire series, and that is Yewande. Yewande is a 22-year-old scientist from Ireland, and she's amazing. She is so incredibly gorgeous. And my first thought, and what I told my coworker when I saw her the next day, I was like, Yewande. She is like the epitome of so fucking gorgeous, but like does not realize like how gorgeous she is. And trust, I'm not even about like looks or anything. Like I don't want this commentary to make it sound like I'm only rating these people on looks, because I'm not. She just, and you can tell just like she seems like a little like nervous, and I just like want to be like, bitch, you're hot. Like you could get any guy that you wanted, girl. But she does say that she's been single for 4 years, and she's been heartbroken. And so I don't know, I'm just worried that she's gonna be a bit insecure in this show and not like jump in and dive in. Again, this is a review, so like I've only seen the first 2 episodes, so I'll talk about it a little bit later, but I just want her to take more chances because she is so hot and so fucking smart. Like, she's brilliant. She works on cancer research. That's amazing. Graduated uni, or went to uni at 16 years old. I mean, phenomenal woman. Like, she's my favorite person. I would want to be her best friend forever. Like, she's so cool. So I am Team Yewande, and I hope that she wins the show. And last but not least, we have our final girl who arrives shortly after, and that is Lucy. And Lucy, I would say she's my second favorite girl in the whole show. I love her. I adore her. So Lucy here, she is from Cornwall, a surfer, and we don't know her age, question mark, but she looks good. I mean, she spends all that time in the sun. You'd be seeing some like wrinkles and shit. Now that girl is on fleek. She's like effortless. Why can't I say effortlessly? Whoa. She is effortlessly pretty and just like so cool. And it's interesting that she says she's never had a relationship that's lasted more than 6 months. She seems to get into these relationships in the summer and they die by winter. And she thinks it's possibly because she gets bored, which I could see. Like, she seems so free spirited, and like, if you don't have someone that's like that with you, you're gonna get bored real quick. So I don't blame her at all for feeling that way, but she is super cool. I like her a lot. Other thing I wonder, or I just want to say, is I love Lucy more than anything because she is going to teach me so much about different slang to use. So her saying "it's lush," that's my new CJ phrase of 2020, as well as bev. So, you know, anytime I see a hot guy, I'm just gonna call him a bev now. When I make my social media shoot my shot on social media, I'll make sure to call him a bev next time. Maybe that'll get some attention. But yeah, I stan Lucy. Like, she's cool. Like, we would be good friends. I just know it. I just love these women. Like, they're so cool. Like, I want to hang out with them. Like, does anyone else feel that way? And to be completely truthful, I like love all these women supporting each other. Like, I think it's just like, I don't know if it's a way of life in the UK or whatever, but even with the Great British Bake Off, everyone is like super like excited to help each other and like be friendly. And so I stand these women supporting other women because it's a competition show at the end of the day, and they really get along like good friends. I also made a note of who keeps telling them to jump out of these fucking cars, because I would probably fall on my ass. And then it made me wonder, like, I bet you Amy actually fell one of those times. Or at least one of the other girls. Like, do you just do retakes? Like, how does that work? Jumping outside of a card like that. Girl, bye. Other things that I just noted was that one is Amber just now the house bartender, question mark? Like, she's always the one pouring the drinks in this first episode. And I was very confused about why that was. I don't know, maybe she just likes pouring champagne. That's actually my kind of girl. Like, when you go out and you want some strong shit, that's your girl. I can tell already Amber's gonna hook you up. The other thing I liked was Lucy, her commentary, when she talked about little things annoying her and why she never had a really long relationship. I thought it was a mood when she talked about like how if a guy who doesn't have nice feet tries to wear flip-flops, and it's like, stop it, just stop it. And I was like, girl, I feel that way about anybody. So but that's the kind of shit that would annoy me too in a relationship. Like, why are you wearing flip-flops when you know you don't get a pedicure, sir? Like, nobody wants to see all that. So I just thought that was really funny and just like makes them more relatable. Like, I would love this group of girlfriends. Now, the only woman who shows up next that I did not like at all, and we need to have a real talk, a Chris Hansen have a seat talk, is she's known as the Flack. Who is she? I don't know her. Okay. And I'm not even trying to Mariah Carey her. I genuinely do not know who this woman is. So the final woman who comes through, she's known as the Flack. And the first thing I thought about her was, who put her in that denim dress? Who told her? Who was the stylist that let her go out in that shit? Because I don't hate denim dresses. I don't hate denim dresses on principle or anything, but it's like, it's summertime, it's hot, and literally everyone else is wearing these cute ass bikinis and skirts. Girl, you couldn't put on a summer dress, you put on denim? That shit's hot. That shit is too hot. And I don't know, it didn't, she rocked what she could with what she had, but it just was not the fit. It was not, no. No. So the flag comes in, she starts talking to them about what are some no-nos, what are some things that you want out of a man, and have you been in love before? And yeah, nobody gives a shit. So like she just talks, and I'm just thinking it's too hot for that damn denim dress. And the girls are like sweaty. Like you can tell that this bitch like just got there, and they were putting some fans on her to keep her makeup right, to keep herself good. But the other girls, like Amber, was sweating. So I was like, same girl, let's just get to the chase. Let's get to the men. And then finally we got to some men. So the first guy that we meet is Anton. He's 24, from Scotland, and he owns his own gym. And my first impressions of Anton, N-O. Like that's what my notes say. I was like, absolutely not. He talks about being a mommy's boy, and you can tell just looking at him that he is a mommy's boy. But one thing he mentions is like how he had sex with 2 women at his mom's house and got caught. My mom would have whooped my ass. All right. My key to the house would have been taken. I would have a curfew at 26 if I even dared thought I could bring 2 women into the house and under her roof and have sex with them while she was home. Girl, bye. Anton is just, he screams like he was an ugly child as a kid. It sounds so harsh. I'm so sorry. But like, he gives me the vibe that like he was not a hot teenager and like is overcompensating with the gym. Cause he talks about like how that always wings in the ladies. And it's like, to me, when I hear a guy say that, that means that you may not have a lot of substance and personality and you're riding on your looks. So then the next part of the show and what happens when each guy is introduced is that the women have a chance to step forward and decide to show that they have interest in this person. And then the guy can either pick them or pick someone else, even if they're coupled up. And so the only person that I remember stepping forward, I could be wrong, was Amy. I think Amber may have stepped forward too. I can't remember. But Anton does choose Amy, and all I could think of was, you sweet summer child. Why? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You are way better than this man child. You deserve so much better. But she seems really happy with her choice with Anton, and he seems happy with her. Then he goes on to share that, like, not only are his legs shaven, which is, again, fine. If you want to do that, do it. But then he's like, my mom shaves me bum. Sir? This is a Wendy's. That was something we could have lived without knowing. And now, like, if I didn't already find you unattractive, like, you were super unattractive now. So the last thing I said actually in my notes was, God, I'd go home before marrying him. And I can safely say the feeling still stands. Next up on the guy's side is Sharif. Sharif is 20 years old, I think also from London, and he's a rugby player. Ooh. I don't know if he's professional rugby or like intramural rugby, I forget, but he plays rugby and he is fine. I saw him come down the stairs and I was like, ooh, Sharif, hey boo. He was fine. He was doing good actually for me. Like I really liked him. So far so good until he started talking about women. And he was like, if you're not interested, that's okay. And he talks about a time where a girl he was interested in wasn't interested back, so he went for her best friend or cousin. And I'm like, that's not normal. Like, what kind of fucking shit is that? You couldn't get the girl, so you like revenge fuck someone else? Not interested. That's a no-go for me. I said he's losing points. And actually, when it was time for the women to step forward, no one stepped forward. And I thought that was fucking hilarious. But then they also started saying, I think Amber was saying, you know, the flack lady was like, oh, Amber, why didn't you step forward? And she's like, I don't like his shirt. And I'm like, what's wrong with his shirt? His shirt looked cute as fuck. Like, he's an asshole, but he's a cute asshole. So like, give credit where credit is due. But in the end, because no one stepped forward, he got to choose and he went ahead and picked Amber. And I think he does that because, I don't know why I keep like winking at you guys awkwardly, but I think he picked Amber in a way too, because I think he likes a challenge. So we'll see if I'm wrong by the end of the series. Hello, Scarf. It's getting really cold in this room. So anyway, next up is Michael. Michael, I totally blanked actually on any of the info on him. I think he's 27. And he is a firefighter. And my first thought was, man, I am not finding any of these men hot. I just don't find this man attractive. Body, face, nah. The firefighting I find attractive, but not him exactly. I said he has a pretty smile, but nah, and I think that's true. He has a really, really nice smile compared to some of the other guys. I really like that. He seems like a very, very sweet guy. Also, he's really smart. I really love that he said people judge him a lot on his looks. but he's actually got a biomedical engineer or biomedical degree. So my first thought was, please pick Yewande, Stan Yewande. But then instead, Lucy stepped forward. And I was very surprised by that. She says she has two types, her surfer dude and then her bad boy with tattoos and piercings. So I don't think that's a good match, honestly. And Anna looked so fucking done at the end, like, oh, geez, like we were going to get a hot guy that I feel good with. So I said, Yewande better come for this man, because they intellectually I think are on the same level. But she's like, I'm scared he's going to break my heart. That's British, but she's Irish, whatever. Anyway, she says he's going to break her heart. And I'm like, nah, girl, I think the only thing he's going to break is the bed. So I think like he's really a sweetheart and he's really smart. And I think that they would be really cute together. So I like secretly stan Yewande and Michael. All right. So boyo number 4 who comes out is none other than Joe the Sandwich Boy. And oh my gosh. So I really like Joe. He's too pretty for me. Like if I were on the show, I would be like, you're too cute. Like you're too cute, pretty. Because he's got like a surfer vibe, like chill bro vibe, but like he's too pretty at the same time, if that makes sense. He probably says the truest line in the show, who doesn't like sandwiches? And I have to say, like, yeah, that's 2020 magic right there. I don't know what that means. It's true though, because I don't trust anybody who tells me they don't like sandwiches. They are not to be trusted. Don't you guys partner up with anyone who tells you that sandwiches are no good, because they're a lie. But then he kind of lost me a little bit on the sandwich train, just because he started comparing women to sandwiches and like fillings in a sandwich. And I was like, you're going too deep into the sandwich metaphor. But anyway, so Joe comes out, and just based off the way he talks about a girl that he really wants, someone who's outgoing, who doesn't take herself too seriously, who is really fun and chill. I really actually thought he'd go for Amy. I thought Amy was more that vibe than anything. But who steps forward but our girl Yewande and Lucy, who's coupled up, as you know, with Michael. And she says, you know, it's his hair, it's the curls. And I was just thinking, okay, but Joe, like, go for Yewande. Like, she's super sweet and super chill and super cute. But he ends up picking Lucy, which, like, oh, yeah, like, they have the same vibe. Is accurate. But I just thought Yewande was sweeter. Then I'm like, all right, well, that means Yewande could have a chance of getting coupled up with Michael. So it was actually kind of a win. And last, but certainly not least, was my favorite guy out of this whole bunch, Callum. I think it's Callum or Calum, but I'm going to say Callum. I'm pretty sure it's Callum. Callum, I said verbatim in my notes, in all caps, what a dork. I love him. I do. He is so perfect. He's good with his hands, which I was in love with. I said, I see you, fam. I like him so much. Not my type, but adorable nonetheless. I feel so picky. I like have such a certain type, which is just like nerdy dude. Like, I don't like all these dudes with like 6-packs and shit. I'm total dad bodding my life, like dad bodding it up. But yeah, I think Callum is the best guy on the show by far. He's an aerospace engineer. He's 28, I believe, or 29. So he's a little bit older, a little bit wiser, we hope. But I dig him. I think it's his face that gets me more than anything. I'm not attracted to his face, but we love a smart daddy in this house. I said, I swear he better go for Yewande, because Yewande needs a smart king, is what I put in my notes as well. But actually, the only person who steps forward for Callum is Amber, which I was really shocked about, because as I've described her to you guys, she says she's a diva, she eats boys for breakfast. Callum is too sweet for her. Like, what is going on? I was very, 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 very confused. He ends up picking her anyway, even though I was like, Callum, pick Yewande, she is a queen. And I lastly said he has shitty taste. I'm so angry. And I said she is too precious for Callum. Or he is too precious for Amber is how I meant to put it. But I said he is too precious for Callum. He's too precious for himself, apparently, in my notes. But I love that he's like, I want to find the girl for me. And that's why I thought, pick Yewande. Like, pick her. Like, I swear, if she does not win this competition, we're going to have a fucking fist fight. So at this point, Michael and Sharif get to repick the two girls who haven't been picked, which are Yewande and Anna. So Sharif goes first. I totally called it. I said Sharif is going to go for Anna. And then Michael goes with Yewande, which I was super excited about. I was like, yes, power couple 2020. All right, so now that the couples have been chosen and everyone is coupled up, it is now time for the competition to begin. Black denim dress lady bitch leaves at this point. She was super, like, what is her point? You were there for like 10 seconds and then you left. Like, we could have had the foreboding announcer man in the sky do your job without much of anything, and you wouldn't have had to go out in the hot sun in denim. So who knows what the fuck that was about. Anyway, it's time for the contestants to get to know each other. So first off, we start with Amy and Anton sitting down, getting to know each other. Amy kind of talks about her experience with dating, that, you know, she doesn't really like apps and stuff. She doesn't want to be a Tinderella because it would take way too long to go through every person you could date on Tinder to find the one for you, which Anton seems to agree with. But he also makes a comment of, wow, like it's crazy. You know, she is 26, hasn't been in a relationship ever. It makes you wonder. But I hope I make it a good experience for her. So, you know, for someone who has a wandering eye, I'm just hoping, and I put in my notes of Anton, I swear if you hurt her, you better not. She's precious and I love her. And I do. I just think that Amy is... she's definitely the most precious person on the show. I love her so much, and I just want her to like find someone. Like, she deserves love for love, like 100%. If Anton fucks with her, we about to box. And then we have Sharif, Anna, Lucy, and Joe going around the house doing what I would have done, which is house hunting that shit. Like, seeing, do we have the high ceilings? Do we have the stainless steel appliances? But they check out the bedrooms. Again, the beds are all in the same room, sim style, very awkward. Because like, how are you gonna bang? There's no way to quiet bang with all the beds together. But we do learn, as a quick spoiler of episode 2, that there are beds outside. And you best believe I'd be banging outside, because there's no way I would bang with other couples in the room. That's fucking weird. Unless like they want an orgy to happen, which I wonder if that's happened on previous seasons. They're checking out the bed situation, the house situation. And it's during this time that Sharif tells Anna, he's like, oh, by the way, I've actually been following you on Instagram for over a year. And I wrote that was really weird. And it's not even that it's weird, like it's a bad thing or it's creepy, but it's like, what a coincidence. Like, you coincidentally follow this really beautiful, attractive person for a year, and then you just happen to be on Love Island UK with them. So that was kind of my moment of like, I wonder how much production staging goes on in the UK compared to America. I feel like it's much less, and maybe it really just is a pure coincidence, or maybe it's something that production knew about but like didn't purposefully put in, but thought that would make the show more interesting if it came out naturally. Who knows? Maybe that'll help spice things up with them. Oh, and actually I forgot, Callum and Amber. We do see them get along for a little bit, and it was just like, disaster-rific! This was the part in the show I was like, this couple is not gonna work. And so what you see is they're talking. Callum's like, oh, she's hot, you know, tells her as much, that your smile is what brought me over to you. And she's like, yeah, well, I felt bad because I was smiling at everybody, and like, I think they thought I was gonna step forward, but the reason I stepped forward for you was because of how gentlemanly you were with Flack Lady Bitch, because you gave her a double kiss, and I feel like I could share a bed with you. And I'm thinking, that's not like, Amber, ma'am, this is a love dating reality TV show, like not a find your perfect bed partner show who's gonna treat you like a gentleman in bed. So it just was like, okay, fine. But he is like, she says, I go for more for the gents than I do the cocky guys. And I definitely see that with Callum. He's so incredibly sweet. You can tell just even from his intro. And I forget what happened, but like, he goes into his confessional and he's like, first impressions of Amber, yeah, you know, she's really pretty and lovely. And I'm like, and like, what else? That's it? Just she's pretty and lovely? Yikes. Press F in chat, y'all. Like, that's like, ugh, yikes. That's not what anyone wants to hear. You're pretty and that's it. And when she talked to him, she was like, how old are you? Well, he asked how old she was, and she said 21. And then she asked how old he was. He said 28. And she's like, oh, you're old. Like, the oldest girl here is 28. Well, she's older than me, but still. And he's like, he's trying to make a joke like, oh, what, I've got wrinkles. And she's like, yeah, you do. I think I'm too much of a diva for you. And he's like, oh, right. And I was like, oh, Callum. I think that was like the Arrested Development moment of I've made a huge mistake. Like, you could feel like him being like, oh, we'll just have to see what happens. It's like, indeed, sir, because this couple is not going to work. I can tell you is not. But on the plus side, I'm hoping that maybe they'll recouple. I don't know how the coupling works, but maybe they'll recouple and Callum can go with Yewande or Amy even, because fuck Anton. God, I'm still mad at that man. And actually, the voiceover says this really amazing line, and he goes, one day, Anton will have to shave his own arse. And I'm like, thank you. Because he really will need to shave his own arse. So anyway, so after this part, this awkward Callum and Amber talking thing, this banter, I guess is the word, the girls go off and they talk, and the boys go off and they talk. And so the girls are so sweet. They're just talking about the men. And Amber talks about how she doesn't think Callum is very funny or anything. And she's like, I can talk to you, Anna, but I can't talk to him. He's boring. And I'm like, oh. Okay, then why did you pick him? You could have just stuck with Sharif and like talked about nothing but air. Like, I don't know. Like, you could have done something totally different, but now you're just being a jerk to Callum, and he's been nothing but nice to you. And it's only day one, so like, chill out, Amber. Oh, I like all the girls, but I probably don't like Amber. I like her the least. I still like her. Like, I don't think she's a bad person, and I don't like begrudge her for feeling the way she does about Callum, but it's just kind of like so superficial for someone that, well, I guess she does say that she's going for looks this time versus personality, but like, it feels like she's not even trying. And like, to call him old was kind of rude, just saying. But anyway, she just is not feeling Callum, and she knows it was a bad match. Yewande speaks up and she talks about Michael, and again she reiterates that she thinks he's gonna break her heart, that he's a heartbreaker. She's like scared of him in a way, and I'm thinking, girl, no, like, just give him a chance. Like, I think you would be happily surprised by who he is. I mean, you really catch a glimpse of that. He's definitely one of the guys. Anton tries to say it in his intro that like he's got a heart of gold and he loves women, all this shit. I'm like, fuck you, bitch. You had 2 women in your bed at your mom's house, and that speaks volumes to me, right? But I do think with like Michael, like when he says, I really am a nice guy and I really want to find someone to settle down with, I think he's being serious about that. And so I just want Yewande to give him a chance. And so she actually does. They go sit down at the pool area. And at first she's like, oh, man, what do I do? You can see like her getting like nervous and really shy. He finally, somehow, I forget what they were talking about, but he mentions like, oh, but I, studied genetics and science. I graduated with biotechnology. And she's like, or biomedical science. And she's like, no way, like I was biotechnology. I'm a scientist. And he's like, oh, no way. Like, what do you study? Blah, blah, blah. And they start talking about that. And she even admits in her confessional, maybe I judged him too harshly at first. And maybe there really is more to him. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you. I mean, I'm glad that it came out. I thought maybe it would come out later on down the line. But the fact that it came out now, I really hope that she just stops thinking too much about it and just gives him a chance, because truly I think like they would be a power couple. And in fact, in my notes, I even say like, I think he reminds me of Bruno Mars. Like, he just seems so sweet and sincere, and I really like Michael. He's not my type. I don't find him attractive, but I think he really is who he says he is. And I hope Yewande just gives him a chance and just lets things happen as they will. And the final thing that I will say about Yewande and Michael is that Yewande also says the third phrase in this episode that I really liked, which is, that's class, whenever she finds out that he is a scientist. I thought that was really cute and something that I'm going to be using whenever someone says something really awesome to me, like, whoa, that's class, Bev. Maybe I won't call them a Bev. I might get fired for that. But yeah, so that was kind of the partners talking at first. But then we skip down to a little bit later in the evening, and the boys and girls are now trying to get ready for their night out. And I was also confused because I've seen a few shows, like I'm thinking of Bad Girls Club, where like you live in a manor, but like you go out and you can explore the town and go get shit faced and then come back the next day to the mansion. But then this is probably more Big Brother-esque in the sense of that you stay in the house. There's no outside contact for the 8 weeks that they're there. But I didn't know. So they were like getting ready for the night out. And it was so cute. The girls were like talking about what to wear. And then like, were they going to wear sexy pajamas or not? And Lucy, again, she's my second fave. I love her so much because Amy pulls out like her little sexy sleeping clothes. And she's like, oh my gosh. She's like, yes, babe, that's so Bev. And they're like, what's Bev? And so she explains that. And then Yewande is still being kind of a negative Nan, and she's like, I'm not wearing anything sexy today. I'm going to wear my woolly socks. But because of her accent, they're like, woolly socks? You're going to wear a willy sock, or are you going to make Michael wear a willy sock? And she's like, no, woolly socks. And so it's just like a cute little banter between the girls. And they just, I don't know, it's so cute. I just keep thinking to myself, I really want girlfriends like that. On the guys' side, of course, they're getting ready. And it actually cuts eventually to Anton and Michael, I believe. And they're sitting outside, and Anton, this is the first time he shares it, that he is feeling Lucy. And like, I get it. Like, Queen Lucy, she's gorgeous, both inside and out. She's a catch, truly, honestly. But, you know, I just think it's so weird because he keeps talking about Lucy and Amy in the same type of category of they're both my type. I'm attracted to both of them because they're blonde and fit. And it's like, great. But like, can you just try and get to know Amy more and see where that goes before deciding to poach on another couple? Like, maybe try that out. I don't know. It's just a thought. So anyway, we skip a little bit more and everyone's going out. They're getting ready to go into the backyard for their party. And we get another fantastic montage. And yet again, I'm so angry that American TV shows don't have these montages. They're dancing, they're taking selfies. Oh, it's so good. Like, I wonder if most of the budget just goes to cinematography, to be honest, because it looks that good. You see them getting ready for drinks and eating, and they basically all go, it's a time for them to have their first dates with each other, with their couples, as well as just to intermingle more with each other. And so we do see the first couple that gets together is Anna and Sharif. Actually, when they talked, I actually felt more and more that maybe they are really good together, that actually was a perfect coupling. They talk about their energies being the same, feeling really chill around each other. And when Sharif eventually leaves Anna to go talk to the boys are like, oh my gosh, you're the only person that she's talked to this entire time. Like, even more than the girls. Like, she really digs you and your energies are very similar. And you do see like a part of Anna where like she seems really cool. I think like she truly is like almost like an Instagram girl who like you see always looking good and fly and having a great time. But like genuinely like on her off time, she just like wants to hang out and just be chill about it. So I actually kind of like them together. I'm interested to see where things go with Sharif and Anna. But then things get a little bit spicy. So at this point, all the boys are together, right? And all the girls are together. And Anton, in his little confessionals, is starting to say more and more that he's attracted to Lucy. It's interesting because it starts off with them kind of talking, and then he goes with Amy to go sit on like the swaying bench. One thing about Anton, they did mention before that he does say to Amy when they're talking alone, is he does say like I chose you because I wanted you. I didn't choose you as like an after effect. Like, I really wanted you. Like, that's why I chose you. But now he's sitting here in his confessional being like, I'm really attracted to Lucy. While he's off talking to Amy and like in a small group with Anna and Sharif, Joe and Lucy actually get up to go have their own private talk. And it was really cute. Like, he goes to go find her blankets because it's getting chilly. And then they go sit down on the benches. And even Lucy's like, oh, he's so sweet. He's like a gentleman. He's taking care of me. I really like that. They're getting on so well until here comes fucking Anton. Like, I got to go talk to Joe. So he pulls Joe aside just to say, hey, dude, I'm feeling Lucy and I kind of want to talk to her and kind of see where things go, but I don't want to step on your toes or be rude, but like, I just want to be real that I kind of want to see where this goes. And Joe, being the selfless, nice sandwich boy that he is, says, cool. Like, thanks for being honest with me about it. Yeah. And then Anton's like, can I actually talk to Lucy? And so again, Joe's like, whatever, like, go ahead. So he leaves and Sharif can tell that Joe is upset. And he's like, what's going on, mate? And Joe tells him what's going on, and Sharif actually becomes the man of wisdom at the end of this episode. And he sits Joe down and he says, look, man, the thing is, she's over there with him, right? And ultimately, it's Lucy's choice. She has to be able to know who you are. All you can do is be yourself, show her who you are, and then it's her choice to make whether she wants to spend more time with you or go with Anton. And he's like, I think you've got it. I think you're all right. But, just be okay with it. Like, that's her choice. And I thought that was just so mature and so correct. Like, it is her choice. And if they get along just fine, Joe has nothing to worry about. She'll go back to Joe. And truthfully, just based off of how things went with Anton, she just was kind of like, okay, yeah, we can talk. But what do we see Queen Lucy do? She walks right the fuck over back to Amy and the group and tells them. I felt sad for Lucy. She felt bad for saying something to Amy because she thought Anton had been honest with Amy about, like, I like you, but like I also want to kind of talk around the group. And that's how Anton tries to save himself. He's like, oh, like, like it's only day one. Like, he tells the guys that, and they're like, haha, yeah. But Joe is secretly like. So here's where shit actually starts to pop off, okay? So everyone's gotten nice and cozy, starting to know each other. Anton did his weird fucking drama shit. But for the most part, everyone's in good spirits. Until Amber gets a text message that says, Islanders, please welcome your new arrivals. And you just see pretty much all the guys going like, oh, fuck. Starting to shit some fucking bricks. And they have a reason to shit bricks based on the two men that appear. The first one is Curtis. Now, Curtis is a professional ballroom dancer and Latin dancer, and he is so cute. He has probably the most beautiful eyes I've seen on the show, especially like in episode 2, which I know is kind of spoilery, but like there's a few shots of him and like you can see how beautiful his eyes are, and I'm like, oh, could die. They're so blue and so pretty. But he seems cool. Like, he seems goofy hot. Like, I like that about a guy. Like, he doesn't seem to be taking himself too seriously. He says he's really in this to find genuine love, and I believe him. Like, maybe I'm just naive, but I really do believe him when he says, I'm here to sweep a good girl off her feet. So I'm really excited to see kind of how things go, but I would say he's probably my favorite after Callum, or right with Callum at this point. Then we also meet Tommy Fury, which, that man call 911 because the burn that I have from him being too hot is a 3rd degree burn. Okay, that was a terrible joke, but like legitimately, Tommy Fury is fucking fire. Like, he is hot as fuck. And only 20 years old, but professional boxer, and also the younger brother to Tyson Fury, who is a very well-known professional boxer in the UK. Tommy Fury is his little brother. He says behind all this muscle, he's a really nice guy who's looking for love. He's an 8 out of 10 on looks and a 10 out of 10 on personality. And I'm like, oh, honey, you're like a 10 out of 10. You are smoking hot. You just see the men collectively, again, shit their fucking bricks when they come through the door, because the girls are all like, and rightfully so. I mean, girl, I would be too. They're fine men. Joe is the worst one because he had his like glass of whatever wine he was drinking, and he goes to like shake Curtis's hand, but he can't look Curtis in the eyes, and he's just like, okay. And then like he's just like he's back there behind someone. I don't even know. He's behind someone, and he just like starts drinking it really intensely because he is nervous. And I get it. Like, Lucy is hot. She's the baddest bitch in the house. I think that she is the girl that on personality and looks, everyone is finding the most attractive in the house in terms of men. But I do think Joe was lucky at first to be around his dudes who knew, besides Anton, fuck him, he doesn't know bro code. But besides Anton, they all were like, like Joe and Lucy, couple, respect that. And they kind of are trying to get to know their own girls that they're coupled with. So yeah, Joe's got some competition. Like, Alexa, play Competition by Dragonette, because that's kind of what's going on. And that brings us to the end of Love Island UK Season 5, Episode 1. Whew, that was a mouthful. That was a mouthful. So what do you guys think? I really do like this show, and I am excited to do this again for episode 2. What I will say is that this show does take a lot out of me, unlike other reality TV shows that I could just kind of binge watch and just put on repeat. This show requires a lot of attention and a lot of note taking, and I hope I did an okay job for the first episode. But I would love to hear what you guys think, what you'd like to see change, or like what I should add. Like, do you guys want more detail, less detail? I don't know. Let me know in the comments, like, subscribe, or do neither. Thank you just so much for watching this video, and I hope you made it all the way through, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye!